Ethan, to take on the scoring role at a time when you really needed it. From way back, I've seen him do all these other roles, and is it nice to have a guy who can fill whatever slot you need on a given night?
Well, I mean, I think his role, like I just said to Jim Arthur out there, we made that change. I made that change with him last April. I mean, I knew that this what this team was going to need, that he was going to have to really become a guy, who's cutting and moving and has such energy, that's catching and shooting the ball and causing those kinds of problems for other teams. And, to his credit, that was the plan because, I was going to play Chase Beasley. How are we going to be better? And he was the guy to be able to do that. And he's done nothing but since that time in middle April to all the way through the summer to when we were in, the fall. I mean, he just embraced that role. And, it's not today. It's been every game. It's been 5 games. The first game, okay, they didn't go in. The first game of, okay, this is what I'm going to do out here. And, okay, might not have gone, but every single game he's just, okay, that's what I'm doing. That's how I'm playing. The team knows that's what his job is. So it's not just him who's embraced it. They have, and I think because of that, then you see a Bo Becker. He's stepping up. He's got a game. You know what I mean? Like I've said, that's probably in some way, shape, or form, 4 straight games and probably 5, where our center position and Ethan, every game, have produced at a level where, well, if you get 2 guys doing that every single game, it's easy to find a third guy who can play well. And that's what those guys deserve the most credit for as juniors playing that way right now. And last game, yesterday, was Jeff Mills, steps up and plays a really good game production-wise. Today, it's Kellen Boylan with 10 rebounds, steals all over, a tip dunk. Byron Brown goes to the foul line, makes 4 huge foul shots. It's, I just like the way the teams come together, and a lot of it is, from what your question is, a lot of it starts and begins with Ethan and the way that he's embraced, what we want from him, and it's coming through like you can't believe in how he's playing.
And then from a confidence standpoint, for them to be able to see a lead go away and then know that they have it in them to make up that difference at the end, how important is that going forward?
Well, it's huge. I mean, we said coming in, after we were at our first 3 games, showed, like we said, the first 34 minutes we're up. Our assist-to-turnover ratio is really well. We're shooting really well. We're plus 27. The last 6 minutes, we're minus 27. We have a flip-flop of assist-to-turnovers and shooting percentages. And we addressed that when we got back from our trip to the East Coast and did some things in practice to sort of address that. And, this team's really come together over the last 18 days just in terms of how much they've gotten better, how much they've improved, how much there's been like a focus. And to come off of, 1 and 2, and here's what these 3 games have shown us, and this is what we got to do. It's a full 40 minutes. We practiced in a certain way to produce that in them. I think they've gone out here the last 2 games, 2 nights, and played a full 40 minutes. Tonight was more, 45. But to your point, we only had 3 turnovers in the second half. Even when they took the lead, we were getting wide open shot, missed layup, like bad luck basketball. I mean, I don't know. But to our guys' credit, they just stayed with it to where we went on a 5-0 run to produce overtime, and that's what you got to do. You got to go on these little mini runs, and you got to know how to do that. And if you can, then you're able to produce. I think that's what's really important for our confidence, to produce something like that, because that's something we practiced. And then it just continued into overtime, obviously, with just the way Ethan and Bo and Kellen and everybody played in overtime.
Do you learn something about guys in back-to-backs that maybe you don't otherwise?
Well, when we talked about it before, and you can always talk about it, but I mean, until you're in a college basketball game and then you got to come back the next night, and it was just a constant thing of it's just going to be who sort of gives in, like who's going to be sort of just tougher to have the wherewithal to stay with what they do, and it's big learning experience. And again, like your question, to be able to go through that lull in the second half where ball's not going in. Oh, you are tired. The ball, we do miss. You are tired. Who knows? To then come back from that and go, I'm not tired now. And what Ethan did in terms of, I'm not tired. And Bo, I'm not tired. And Kellen, I'm not tired. I mean, I think that it just shows the signs of a team, growing up, guys with getting those minutes and guys playing in games. You got to know how to put that experience to use because these guys, just laughed with somebody. I mean, Kellen Boylan played 6 minutes last year. Bo Becker didn't play 1 minute as a freshman. To see what these guys, it's amazing if you stick with it and you make it be about the team and not I and my, and it's just about we and us, and this is what we have to do. Amazing how much better guys. Chase Beasley played, 32 minutes in his whole career. Byron Brown, same. These guys are making big-time contributions. So I'm proud of that, just to see that from those guys, and hopefully that rubs off on everybody, and be great if we get Reedus back because that'll help our depth and just have us keep getting better. That's what we got to try to do.
You have a timeline on that yet?
I mean, it could be close. It's just one of those things. I mean, I don't want to say shoot for this date. It could be any day. And on the other hand, it could not come until next Sunday. Who knows? So I know he's getting better. I know he's working hard. I know my coaches are working hard with him so that he's getting in some type of mental and physical basketball shape. I think that's helped him sort of come along. It's not going to prepare him for the lack of live play, you know what I mean? So that's going to take time. But just having us be full strength is going to be good for us mentally. I know that.
Yeah, I assume 31's a career high.
It is, yeah.
What was the key to making this happen?
Every shot I took, I think I worked on with coaches. I know what shots I get in the offense. It's just working on those, and I'm ready for them. Just being ready, being ready to get down and shoot, and that's all I did.
And then on a night when you guys needed offense too, does that make it a little extra sweet to have that?
It does, yeah.
And what happened late? When they had their surge to come back and you guys were struggling. Like, what was obviously you guys corrected it, but what was going on there for a while that you guys had to fix?
I think we weren't turning the ball over. We were running on offense. Shots weren't falling. That happens. There's a lid on the rim, but also they had a little run going. They were hitting shots, but it's just like getting grounded, playing hard defense and getting offense or getting rebounds is what we needed to do. So that brought us back.
And then from your perspective, when Nathan kind of took over there for a little while and hit the huge shots, what were you seeing out of him making those plays?
I mean, we trust him to take those shots. We know he can make them, so I was really happy to see him make those shots.
And then what was the key to overtime? Just having everything all come together?
Just the energy, the defense, and the rebounding. That's all we needed. And then executing on offense is what we get into what we know. Coach, we go over offense so much, so it should be easy for us to just get to where we know, just all about energy.
What was it like doing the back-to-backs, not having much time to prepare for this one after playing yesterday?
Coaches did a good job with us with the scouting reports. Like, we just did quick films, quick sessions. We did a good job on that. Just we got a lot of rest, recovery. We have a great trainer, so all that stuff.
Well, tell me about the play, hitting the shot with 3 seconds left. What developed there?
Originally it was a play to give me a 3-point shot. Obviously, those guys scouted it, and they knew probably where the ball was going, just me or Bo. Play kind of broke down. Coach always says, players got to make plays. So play broke down, and I just had to go help my team win or tie in that case.
Yeah, I've seen you over the years play a lot of different roles, and tonight you needed to be the scorer in these moments. Like, how much fun is it to step into that role?
Oh, it's awesome. It's definitely been a change for me. Obviously, from the past 2 years, being more of a assisting role, but now this year being more of a scorer. It's fun though. I like it. I don't know if the other guys are complaining about it. I love it. Just teammates give me confidence to have that ability to, have that role, and guys like Bo give me energy when they're making shots. It's fun.
What can a win like this early in the year do just for confidence to see that, when you don't have it, you guys can still get it back in time?
It's just great because obviously, we have a lot of new guys, a lot of guys who haven't played, a lot of guys, who are indecisive on the court. So just seeing this win, seeing that it's okay to go down 5, 8, 10 points. It's okay to have other team have a run, but we having the ability to come back and tie it up and then win the game in overtime, it's huge for guys like myself, who have struggled late in those games. Around this time last year, we probably would have lost that game because we were just so bad at the end of the game. So this year, that's been our main focus. So, I mean, it's good. Yeah.
And then also to see that Bo can give you 31 points. Like, is that, it's not a typical scoring night for him, obviously.
I mean, it's not typical. I wouldn't say that, but I mean, I've always known Bo could do that. You know, a lot of centers, not even our league, around the country, you know, they don't want to step out there and guard guys on the perimeter. Bo has an amazing ability of shooting the ball, but that makes it so much better for his drives. You know, guys once you do decide to step out, he can blow right by you. And, you know, that's one of the perks of having Bo Becker as your center, you know. I see it every day in practice. You know, guys don't understand that Bo's a player, and I love having him on my team. You know, I would not like to play against Bo Becker, you know.